The lunar sky burned. Railgun flashes streaked silently through the vacuum, carving jagged scars across Earth's orbital station. Dr. Maya Chen gripped the shuttle's controls, her knuckles white, as biomechanical Zycra drones swarmed like locusts. The cockpit shuddered, alarms blaring a discordant symphony of warnings: hull breach, oxygen leak, navigation offline. Through the viewport, the moon loomed, its mare tranquillitatis a gray expanse under Earth's pale glow. Armstrong Base, humanity's lunar stronghold, glimmered faintly, its biodomes now under alien control. "Brace!" Maya shouted, her voice sharp over the comms. She yanked the stick, banking the shuttle hard. A Zycra drone's plasma lance grazed the hull, molten sparks sprang across the cockpit's edge. Her crew, Javier Ruiz, Dr. Lena Korsakov, and Ensign Priya Patel, clung to their seats, faces taut. Javier, the pilot, muttered a curse in Spanish, his hands itching to take the controls. Lena's pale eyes scanned a flickering tablet, calculating damage. Priya, barely 20, whispered a prayer, her comms console spitting static. "We're not dying today," Maya said, forcing calm into her voice. Her heart pounded, memories of her brother's death in a Zycra raid clawing at her focus. She shoved the thought down, banking again to dodge a drone's claw-like grapple. The orbital station, a skeletal wreck now, receded behind them. Maya aimed for a hidden outpost in the lunar highlands, a forgotten mining rig tucked in a crater's shadow. It was their only shot. The shuttle lurched as another hit scorched its flank. "Engines at 40%, Lena reported, her Russian accent clipped. "We lose another thruster, we're debris." "Then we don't," Maya snapped, rerouting power with a flick of switches. Her mind raced, piecing together a plan. The outpost had air, maybe supplies, but it was a relic, barely a shelter. Still, it was better than the void. She glanced at Earth, a blue marble in the distance, its cities now at risk from the Zycra's grip on the moon's helium-3 mines. Armstrong's mass driver, a beast that could hurl payloads at Earth, was in alien hands. Maya's jaw tightened. She'd take it back or die trying. The shuttle dove toward the lunar surface, skimming over regolith plains that glinted like ash. A final drone pursued, its biomechanical limbs twitching. Maya flipped a switch, dumping the shuttle's waste tanks, a trick her brother once used. The cloud of frozen refuse confused the drone sensors, and it veered off, crashing into a crater wall in a silent explosion. "Nice one, Doc," Javier said, flashing a grin despite the sweat beading on his brow. "You fly like you're running from taxes." "Focus, Ruiz," Maya said, but a smirk tugged at her lips. The outpost's coordinates blinked on her console. She eased the shuttle into a shallow crater, its rusted mining rigs barely visible against the lunar dusk. The landing was rough, kicking up dust that hung in the low gravity. The crew stumbled out into a cramped airlock, the air stale with the tang of old metal. Inside, the outpost was a tomb of abandoned machinery, drills, conveyors, and a flickering fusion generator. Maya's boots clanged on the grated floor as she scanned the room. Oxygen tanks lined one wall, half depleted. A dusty console hummed faintly, its screen cracked but functional. Priya rushed to it, her fingers flying over the controls. "Comms are jammed," Priya said, her voice tight. "Zycra's flooding all channels. But something's off. The distress signal we sent, it's been altered." "Scrambled, maybe." Maya frowned, her engineer's mind parsing the implications. "Sabotage?" she asked, glancing at her team. Javier raised an eyebrow, skeptical. Lena's face was unreadable, her tablet clutched like a shield. The idea of a traitor stung, but Maya filed it away. They had bigger problems. A low hum filled the outpost as the console flared to life, projecting a holographic feed. Overmined QYRR's voice, cold and synthetic, echoed through the speakers. Its form, a pulsating orb of biomechanical tendrils, filled the screen, orbiting above the moon. "People of Earth," it intoned, "your lunar holdings are ours. Surrender, or your skies will burn." The feed cut to Armstrong Base, its mass driver swiveling to target Earth's satellites. A test shot obliterated one in a flash of debris. Priya gasped, her hands trembling. Javier slammed a fist on a crate. "Bastards think they own us," he growled. Lena stayed silent, her eyes locked on the floor. Maya's chest tightened, but she straightened, her voice steady. "They don't know us. We've built cities in space, powered stars with dust. We're not handing over our moon." She turned to the team, her dark eyes fierce. "We take back Armstrong. We hit their weak points, hard." "How?" Lena asked, her tone flat but probing. "We've got a busted shuttle, low air, and no backup." "We've got brains," Maya said, tapping her temple. "Zykra think in straight lines. We don't." "Priya, can you get a signal to Earth?" Priya nodded, already working. "If I bypass the jamming with a tight beam, maybe. But it'll take time." "Do it." "Javier, check the shuttle's railgun." "Lena, inventory our tech, anything we can weaponize." Maya's orders came fast, her mind already mapping the fight. The outpost's mining bots, if repurposed, could be drones. The regolith outside could jam sensors. She'd make do. As the team scattered, Maya approached the console, accessing its logs. The tampered signal gnawed at her. Someone had access, someone close. Her gaze flicked to Javier, joking as he inspected the shuttle's parts, then to Lena, methodically sorting tools. Priya's earnest focus seemed genuine, but Maya's trust wavered. She shook it off, focusing on the hologram of Armstrong Base. Its biodomes glowed, a beacon of human ambition now under alien claws. "We're coming for you," she whispered, her breath fogging the console's screen. Her brother's face flashed in her mind, his laugh, his last transmission before the Zykra took him. She wouldn't fail again. The moon was humanity's foothold, its defiance etched in every dome and mine. Maya turned to her team, their silhouettes sharp against the outpost's dim light. "Let's show these bugs what humans are made of." The console beeped, a faint signal from Sentinel, the neutral AI satellite watching from orbit. Its message was cryptic: "Prove your worth." Maya's lips curved. A challenge, then. She'd answer it, and the Zykra would learn why humanity never backed down. The lunar outpost's air was thick with the acrid scent of overheating circuits. Dr. Myachin hunched over a salvaged mining bot, its rusted frame splayed open like a dissected insect. Sparks flew as she welded a railgun barrel to its chassis, her gloved hands steady despite the low oxygen warning blinking on her suit's HUD. Outside, the Mare Tranquillitatis stretched under Earth's faint glow, its regolith plains a silent battlefield. The Zykra's grip on Armstrong Base tightened, their biomechanical drones patrolling the lunar surface in eerie synchronization. Maya's team had one shot to disrupt them, and she wasn't wasting it. "These bots better work, Doc," Javier Ruiz said, wiping sweat from his brow as he hauled a crate of scrap metal. His pilot's swagger masked the tension in his voice. "We're betting our asses on your DIY army." "They'll work," Maya said, her tone clipped but confident. She connected a power cell, the bot humming to life. "Zykra rely on their hive mind. We hit fast, mess with their rhythm." Her plan was audacious: turn the outpost's old mining bots into armed drones to sabotage a Zykra supply line feeding Armstrong's mass driver. If they could expose a weakness, they might find a way to cripple it. Dr. Lena Korsakov knelt nearby, sorting through a pile of scavenged tech, sensors, wires, a cracked fusion core. Her movements were precise, but her silence felt heavy, her pale eyes avoiding Maya's. Ensign Priya Patel worked at the console, her fingers dancing over keys to bypass Psychra jamming. "Tight beams almost up," Priya said, her voice bright despite the strain. "If I can reach Earth, we'll get back up." "Don't count on it," Lena muttered, her Russian accent sharp. "Earth's too busy arguing over who pays for the war." Maya shot her a look. "Then we don't wait. We hit now." She stood, brushing dust from her suit. The outpost's dim lights flickered, casting jagged shadows. Her team was fraying, Javier's bravado, Lena's cynicism, Priya's fragile hope, but she'd hold them together. The Psychra underestimated humans, and Maya would make them pay for it. The raid launched at lunar midnight, the team guiding 4 repurposed bots across the regolith. Maya piloted a rover, its wheels crunching silently in the vacuum. Javier rode shotgun, manning a makeshift turret, while Lena and Priya monitored from the outpost. The target, a Psychra supply convoy moving helium-3 canisters to the mass driver. Maya's HUD displayed the bots' feeds, their railguns primed. The lunar terrain was a maze of craters, forcing her to weave through shadows to avoid detection. "Convoys in sight," Javier whispered over comms, his voice taut. Through the bot's feed, Maya saw Psychra drones, sleek, beetle-like machines with glowing tendrils, escorting a hover sled. "Hit him hard?" he asked. "Hit smart," Maya corrected. She triggered the bots, which fired railgun slugs into the sled's tracks. The convoy halted, drones scattering in confusion. Maya grinned, human chaos was working. But a bot's feed cut out, its signal replaced by static. Then another. "What the hell?" she hissed. "Interference," Priya's voice crackled from the outpost. "One of our bots is broadcasting to the Psychra. It's sabotaged." Maya's gut twisted. "The mole." She glanced at Javier, his jaw tight as he fired the rover's turret, downing a drone. "Keep moving," she ordered, but doubt gnawed at her. Someone was undermining them, and the list was short. She pushed the rover faster, dodging a plasma lance that scorched the regolith. The remaining bots detonated charges, destroying the sled. Canisters ruptured, helium-3 venting in silent plumes. A small victory, but the sabotaged bot cost them. Back at the outpost, Maya confronted the team. "Who touched the bots?" she demanded, her voice low but sharp. Javier leaned against a crate, arms crossed. "Wasn't me, document. I'm no tech wizard." Lena's eyes flicked up, then away, her hands still. Priya looked stricken. "I was on comms," she said. "I didn't." "Enough," Maya cut in. She couldn't afford division, not now. "Priya, check the bot's code. Find the sabotage." Priya nodded, diving into the console. Maya turned to a secondary task, contacting Sentinel, the neutral AI satellite orbiting above. She patched into its frequency, her voice steady. "Sentinel, this is Dr. Chen. Humanity's fighting for its home. You've seen our work, help us." The AI's response was cool, mechanical. "Your species is resilient but reckless. Prove your worth beyond destruction." Maya clenched her fists. She'd show it. Priya's shout broke her focus. "Got something." The bot's code was rewritten, sophisticated, like someone who knows our systems. Her eyes darted to Lena, then away. Maya caught the glance. Lena's expertise fit, but so did her own. Accusing anyone now risked breaking the team. "Focus on the convoy data," Maya said. The raid's feeds revealed a critical detail: the mass driver's power core, buried under Armstrong's biodomes, was exposed during maintenance cycles. A vulnerability, if they could reach it. But the sabotage lingered like a shadow. Maya pulled Javier aside. Your stunts out there, reckless or deliberate? He bristled. You think I'm the mole? I risked my neck for you. His anger seemed genuine, but Maya's trust wavered. She let it go, for now. As the team prepped for another raid, a Zycra transmission hacked their comms. Overmind QYRR's voice slithered through, cold and precise. Your resistance is futile, Dr. Chen. Your kind clings to chaos, but order will prevail. The feed showed the mass driver powering up, aimed at Earth's orbital grid. Maya's blood ran cold. They were running out of time. She gathered the team, her voice firm. We hit that power core. We turned their strength against them. Lena nodded slowly, Javier cracked his knuckles, and Priya's eyes shone with determination. Maya hid her doubts, her mind racing. The sabotaged bot, the mole, the Zycra's relentless advance, it all pressed against her. But she saw the lunar horizon, Earth's light a beacon of defiance. Her brother's voice echoed in her mind, urging her to fight. She'd outsmart the Zycra, mole or no. Humanity didn't survive by playing fair. The console pinged, Sentinel again, its message brief, your actions are noted. Maya's lips curved. Noted was a start. She'd make it count. The lunar outpost's dim glow pulsed like a faltering heartbeat, casting jagged shadows across Dr. Maya Chen's face as she pored over encrypted comms logs. The console's cracked screen flickered, revealing a trail of data fragments, messages sent to the Zycra, betraying their every move. The mole's sabotage had nearly killed Priya in the last raid, and Maya's patience was razor thin. Outside, the Mare Tranquillitatis lay silent, its craters stark under Earth's distant light. Armstrong Base, a fortress of human ambition now under Zycra control, loomed in her mind. The mass driver's power core was their target, but betrayal threatened to unravel everything. Maya's fingers danced over the console, tracing the comm's origin. The code was meticulous, woven into the outpost's systems like a virus. Only someone with deep technical knowledge could have pulled it off. Her gaze flicked to Dr. Lena Korsakov, sorting medical supplies with mechanical precision, her expression unreadable. Javier Ruiz sprawled against the crate, cleaning a railgun with forced nonchalance. Ensign Priya Patel sat cross-legged, her comms tablet glowing as she fought to restore a link to Earth. Suspicion coiled in Maya's chest, but she needed proof. Priya, isolate the comms signature, Maya said, her voice low to avoid alarming the others. Cross-reference it with our access logs. Priya's eyes widened, but she nodded. On it. This code's sneaky, someone's covering their tracks. Her fingers flew across the tablet, her youthful energy a stark contrast to the outpost's gloom. Maya turned to the team's makeshift armory, repurposed mining bots armed with rail guns, their hulls scarred from the last raid. The Zycra's supply line was crippled, but the cost was high. One bot had broadcast their position, a traitor's handiwork. Maya's plan hinged on stealth, using lunar regolith to jam Zycra sensors and infiltrate Armstrong's biodomes. But a mole could ruin it all. The console pinged, and Priya gasped. Got it. The signal came from Medical Bay Terminal. Her voice trembled, her eyes darting to Lena. Maya's stomach dropped. Lena, the stoic scientist, had access and expertise. But why? Lena, Maya called, keeping her tone neutral. Step over here. Lena's hands stilled, her pale eyes meeting Maya's. She approached, her steps deliberate. Problem? She asked, her accent sharp. Explain this. Maya turned the console, displaying the comms log. Your terminal. Zycra frequencies. You've been feeding them our plans. Javier shot to his feet, railgun clattering. What the hell, Korsakov? Priya froze, her tablet slipping. Lena's face hardened, but her shoulders sagged. It's not what you think, she said, her voice cracking. They have my family, on Earth. They threatened to, she trailed off, eyes glistening. I had no choice. Maya's anger faltered. She saw her brother's face, his last transmission before the Zycra took him. You could have told us, she said softly. We're your family now. Lena's jaw trembled. I thought I could control it. Limit the damage. I'm sorry. Javier scoffed. Sorry doesn't fix a hacked bot. But his voice softened, seeing Lena's pain. We move forward, Maya said, her decision swift. Lena, you're with us. Prove your loyalty in the fight. She turned to the team. We hit the power core tonight. Regolith jammers, our edge. We go in quiet, or we don't come out. Priya nodded, her resolve returning. I'll prep the comms for a tight beam to Earth. If we fail, they'll know why. Javier grinned, a spark of his old bravado. Let's give those bugs a bad day. Maya's plan was desperate, scatter regolith clouds to blind Zycra sensors, then slip into Armstrong's biodomes to sabotage the mass driver's core. The outpost's remaining bots were loaded with regolith sprayers, their motors humming faintly. As the team suited up, Maya contacted Sentinel, the neutral AI satellite. We're risking everything, she transmitted. Humanity's worth isn't in words, it's in what we do. Watch us. Sentinel's reply was curt, actions noted. Outcome pending. Maya's lips twitched. She'd make it count. The team launched under lunar dusk, the rover gliding over regolith dunes. Maya drove, Javier manned the turret, and Lena monitored the bots. Priya stayed behind, relaying coordinates. The biodomes loomed, their glass curves glinting like alien eyes. Zycra drones patrolled, their tendrils scanning the darkness. Maya triggered the bots, spraying regolith in swirling clouds. The drones faltered, their sensors overwhelmed, and the rover slipped through a maintenance hatch. Inside, the biodome was a jungle of artificial flora, oxygen-rich air heavy with humidity. Vines brushed Maya's suit as she led the team through service tunnels, the mass driver's hum vibrating the walls. Lena's tablet mapped the core's location, her hands steady despite her earlier confession. Javier's eyes scanned the shadows, railgun ready. A drone's screech pierced the silence, its tendrils lashing out. Javier fired, the slug punching through its carapace in a spray of ichor. But the noise drew more. Move! Maya hissed, sprinting toward the core. The tunnel opened into a chamber, the core pulsing like a miniature sun, its conduits exposed. Lena began rigging an overload, her expertise undeniable. Alarms blared, and drones poured in. Javier's turret roared, but a plasma lance grazed his arm, drawing a grunt. Keep going, he shouted, holding the line. Maya's heart raced, her brother's loss flashing in her mind. She wouldn't lose Javier too. Sentinel's voice crackled through her comms, unexpected. Zycra movements detected. Coordinates sent. A map flashed on her HUD, showing drone positions. The AI was helping. Maya grinned, directing Lena to adjust the overload sequence. We've got a chance, she said. The core hummed louder, sparks flying as Lena worked. Drones closed in, and Javier's ammo ran low. Maya grabbed a fallen drone's limb, using it as a club to fend off an attacker. The chamber shook, the core on the brink. Done! Lena yelled, diving for cover. The team retreated, drones in pursuit. Maya's HUD showed the core's overload imminent. They had to escape, now. The biodome's hatch was in sight, but the drones were relentless. Maya's resolve hardened. Humanity's defiance was in their blood, their sweat, their fight. She'd prove it to the Zycra, to Sentinel, to herself. The biodome's air thrummed with the mass driver's pulse, its power core glowing like a caged star in Armstrong Base's heart. Dr. Myachin crouched behind a conduit, her suit streaked with lunar dust, the acrid tang of ozone sharp in her nose. Zycra drones swarmed the chamber, their biomechanical limbs slicing through artificial vines, tendrils glowing with malevolent precision. Javier Ruiz, arm bloodied from a plasma graze, fired his railgun, each slug punching through alien carapace with a silent flash. Dr. Lena Korsakov, her betrayal forgiven, wired the core's overload, her hands steady despite the chaos. The lunar sky beyond the biodome's glass loomed black, Earth a distant beacon of hope. Maya's plan, overload the core, cripple the Zycra, teetered on the edge of disaster. Almost there. Lena shouted, her voice cutting through the comms. Sparks flew from the core's exposed wiring, her tablet flashing with overload protocols. Maya's HUD blinked with Sentinel's data, the AI satellite's coordinates tracking drone movements. The neutral observer had tipped the scales, jamming Zycra comms and disrupting their hive mind. Maya gripped her improvised weapon, a jagged drone limb, and swung at an advancing machine, its screech echoing in the biodome's humid air. Javier, cover the left. Maya ordered, dodging a plasma lance that scorched the floor. Javier pivoted, his turret roaring, but his ammo gauge blinked red. Running dry, Doc, he called, his usual swagger strained. Gonna need a miracle. Then make one, Maya shot back, her heart pounding. She glanced at the core, its hum now a deafening whine. Lena's sabotage was seconds from triggering, but drones poured through the chamber's vents, their numbers overwhelming. Maya's mind raced, her brother's last stand haunting her. She wouldn't lose another. Outside, the team's rover waited, regolith sprayers spent from jamming Zycra sensors. Their escape hinged on timing. Maya signaled Ensign Priya Patel, stationed at the lunar outpost. Priya, ready the tight beam. Earth needs to know we're alive. Got it, Priya's voice crackled, steady despite the distance. Signals prepped. Just, come back. The core's glow intensified, conduits sparking wildly. Lena slammed her tablet shut. Overload set. 30 seconds, she yelled, diving behind a crate. Maya grabbed her arm, pulling her toward the exit. Javier held the line, his railgun's final shots felling 2 drones. But a third lunged, its tendrils aiming for his chest. No you don't. Javier roared, tossing his empty gun and tackling the drone. He pinned it, ripping out its core with a grunt. The effort cost him, another drone's lance slashed his side, blood misting in the low gravity. Maya's breath caught. Javier, move, she screamed, lunging to drag him back. I'm not done yet, he gasped, shoving her toward the hatch. Get Lena out. I'll buy time. Before Maya could argue, he slammed a crate into the drone's path, drawing their focus. His rover, parked outside, hummed to life remotely, a distraction. Javier, no! Maya's voice broke, but Lena pulled her through the hatch. The biodome shook, the core's whine piercing. They sprinted across the regolith, the rover's lights a beacon in the lunar dusk. Behind them, Javier's rover accelerated, crashing into a Zycra patrol in a silent explosion. The drones swarmed it, giving Maya and Lena seconds to escape. The core detonated, a flash of white light erupting through the biodome's glass. The shockwave rattled Maya's suit, her HUD flickering. Zycra drones faltered, their hive minds severed by Sentinels jamming in the core's destruction. The mass driver went dark, its threat to Earth silenced. Maya's chest heaved, tears stinging her eyes as she pictured Javier's grin, his sacrifice etched into her soul. They reached the outpost, Priya rushing to meet them. You did it, she cried, her face alight despite the news of Javier. Lena collapsed against the crate, her guilt raw. Maya gripped her shoulder. You made it right, she said, her voice soft but firm. He'd be proud. A transmission crackled, Earth's command, breaking through the Zykra's fading jam. Armstrong Base, report. The voice was urgent, hopeful. Priya relayed their success, her words steady. Maya stared at the console, where Sentinel's signal blinked. Your worth is proven, the AI intoned. I will monitor for peace. Maya's lips curved, a small victory, a future ally. The Zykra orbiter retreated, its silhouette vanishing against the lunar horizon. Their hive mind, rattled by human unpredictability, couldn't adapt. Armstrong Base was theirs again, its biodomes scarred but standing. Maya stepped outside, the regolith crunching under her boots. Earth glowed above, city safe for now. The helium-3 mines would fuel humanity's future, a testament to their grit. In the outpost, the team gathered, their faces heavy with loss. Lena spoke first, her voice low. I'll make amends. For Javier, for my family. Priya nodded, her optimism tempered but unbroken. He saved us all, she said, her eyes on the stars. Maya's thoughts drifted to her brother, his laughter a ghost in her mind. She'd failed him, but not today. Javier's sacrifice, Lena's redemption, Priya's hope, they were humanity's strength, forged in chaos and defiance. She activated the console, broadcasting to Earth. Armstrong Base secured. We're coming home. The epilogue unfolded in silence, Maya overseeing the base's repairs. Workers patched biodomes, their welding torches flaring like tiny suns. The mass driver stood dormant, its power core a charred ruin. Sentinel's signal pulsed faintly, a promise of neutrality turning to alliance. Maya traced Earth's outline in the sky, her resolve ironclad. The Zykra had underestimated them, and they'd paid the price. Humanity's spark, messy, stubborn, brilliant, burned brighter than ever. She knelt, scooping a handful of regolith, its grains slipping through her gloves. For you, Javier, she whispered. The lunar wind was still, but her heart roared with purpose. The moon was theirs, and no alien would take it again.